G'day, welcome to this short video on schedules in Occamise. Schedules are a way to issue a command or a set of instructions to an agent at either a predetermined time in the future or on a recurring basis. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to use this agent called Task Guy. Now, one other important thing to note is that schedules can only interact with agents that have a role that says they communicate primarily with software and systems. So it needs to be this type of agent, and it needs to be the web chat channel that we point the schedule task to. So I've given this agent the ability to fetch a task list and create an action item. Okay, so there's two different things. Create an action item is going to create an action item here on our dashboard or in the system. And fetch task list is going to come into this task list table, and it's going to fetch any incomplete tasks from my task list, and I've added two just for the purposes of this demonstration. Let's go to the scheduler. Let's create a schedule. We'll do check task list, for example, and we'll choose the channel that points to that task guy. All right, so this should be fairly self-explanatory. I don't really need to go into all these settings, I'm sure. Choose when this schedule should kick off. All right, and it's actually going to be in the past. I'm going to make that into the future. And we can say whether we run it once or on regular intervals. And then how long you want to keep it going, and whether it should self-destruct when it's finished its run. I'll just make this a run once. Okay. So the command, the way it works is whatever you put in here, and I've created some very complex ones with like 10 different things that it needs to do, and each of them are conditional on what's happened before it. So you can really go quite crazy here. Right, so the command is where we direct what the agent should be doing when this is invoked. So you're basically just issuing a request just like you would if you were having a conversation with the agent. The only difference is you only get one chance to ask, and the agent knows it can't ask for clarification because it knows there's no one there. Okay, so to give you an example of that with our task list, I can say fetch all incomplete tasks from the task list. For each task you retrieve, create a new action item. Okay, so that's a fairly good instruction, and it should just work, and then when we test, we'll see whether it actually does or not. So I'm going to save changes on this, and I can enable it, and then it would kick off at 12:36 today. But instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is just to demonstrate what will happen at 12:36 if I did enable it. I'm just going to hit the run task now, and you'll get to see the actions occur. So let's run that. So you can see the agent has fetched the task list. It's still thinking. And now it's created an action item, and it's created another action item, and now it's summarized what it's done. Okay. Now, if it hadn't completed all of these jobs, if, for example, it forgot to do this action item, it only created one action item, when it gets to this point, it'll actually kick back off again and realize that it didn't complete all of the objectives, and it'll go ahead and do that, or at least it should. So if we come over now to our dashboard, we should see we have one action item for each of those tasks. There you go. So that gives you a quick introduction to scheduled tasks, and they are really, really cool in terms of orchestrating ongoing actions and outcomes with your solutions. Cheers.